this is rather exciting. The car is now insured for me to drive. So there's a few more things to do, like just fit this piece of trim in the boot and hoover it really. And then I'm going to give it a wash, and then maybe tonight or tomorrow I'll go for my first test drive. What's nice is I keep finding a lot of the original fastenings in the boot floor in bits and pieces that I've found. So that is the one, matches that side to go in there. This is back in, it just needs those 3 screws for it. And then I've got a 90-degree turny thing, which probably I'll find where that goes later. So that's the inside cleaned. I've done a bit of a hobo wash, just a bucket and sponge thing to get the worst of it off, but it didn't really need mega cleaning anyway. Now I'm going to attack it with Simon's instant matte dash wipes. You can tell I'm really into my detailing, can't you? I'm cleaning the steering wheel quite obviously, and this is a very effective looking fake leather steering wheel. I actually thought it was leather, but it's not, it's just plastic. But when you consider the miles this car's done, 109,000, it's really survived pretty well. I had a shitty Ford Orion that was a 1990 car, similar kind of deal on the steering wheel, and it had kind of fallen apart and turned to jelly, which was nice. So the Rover Honda reliability lives on. Floor mats washed. I could go out and buy fancy fluffy new ones that don't have holes in or lots of wear, but they all have the original Rover emblems, so I quite like them. So that's what's going to go back in the car. The car is actually looking real smart inside now. It just needs the mats. Final bit of, you know, I mean, these seats could really do with a wet vac. There's a bit of a mark there, but I don't have a wet vac, so that can wait. I was going to refit the original stereo, but I'm not. I'm going to keep the CD player purely for my benefit, really. Rear seats look lovely. I do need to get onto the Facebook groups and try and pick up some of the handles, the little plastic covers for the ends of the grab handle, because mine are missing. But other than that, it's kind of good to go. Just taking it for a quick spin. Drives really nicely actually. There's a bit of a hesitancy issue, so I've shoved some new fuel in it because it was on crappy old fuel, and I'll give it a bit more of a burn and see what it does. Test drive complete. Initial verdict is very good. There's a couple of minor issues. Well, actually no, there's only one. There's a weird hesitancy, almost like very, very mild kangarooing when you have like low engine speed, high load. I don't know what that would be, because it doesn't have an airflow sensor. It just has intake, the throttle body thing, whether there's a sensor in there. That's the position sensor. I don't know what that is. That's idle control, I guess. Maybe it's that. Other common problem with these is air leaks in and around this boot, so I'll have to check that out. I'm definitely going to change the fuel filter as well, because it feels like fuel. I'm going to have to change the coolant, because that's looking really crappy. It's on the button in terms of temperature, but yeah, that doesn't look so good. I think it's because it's sat sort of open to the air for quite a long time, so it could have rusted slightly. A lot of these pipes were rusty, so when it's cooled down, I'll drain all that and top it up again. The other thing I want to check is the fans come on. They don't, well, it's not got hot enough yet. It's right on the, it's not even halfway yet. Engine sounds sweet as a nut, and when you rev the crap out of it, as you quite often do on an Italian tune-up such as I just conducted, sounds awesome. It's pretty quick as well, so it's a nice little car. I might have to keep it. Well, that is great. The temp has sat just below level and the fans just switched on. So they're all healthy, so that means that that little sensor thing I swapped down there has done the trick. Now I'm just going to switch it off. Actually, let's check a really hot start. pretty good. So I'm going to let that cool down, and then later on tonight I'll drain the coolant again. Just come into a workshop to pick up a fuel filter because I thought I had one, and I've made another discovery. I might have said in previous videos about Mr. Robin or Mrs. Robin up there right at this second. The previous nest was behind this wall, and basically the eggs got abandoned and went away. I've now just discovered they've made a nest up there instead, so that's nice in a way. Hopefully I haven't scared them off again. But yeah, Robin is back. Yeah, the turbo bubble I'd been hoarding bits and pieces for, and that included a fuel filter, so hopefully it's the same as the non-turbo. From eyeballing it, it looks about right, so that can go in. I was just trying to find out if I've got a tray, and I'll drain the coolant as well. Well, that particular operation didn't last very long. I basically realised that I didn't have enough coolant, so there's no point draining it. So I thought I would drive over to my dad's garage, where I'm pretty sure I've got some, and then I'll do the coolant swap and fuel filter later. This time I've also brought with me my dash cam. Look at that, perfect from cold or hot start this car. So this time, hopefully, if that switches on, you can see my journey as well, or bits of it, and you can criticise my driving. Mini road trip adventure complete. Did I mention I love this car? It's chuffing cool. It's that cough, like the stuttering, like hesitancy, that seems to have cleared up quite a lot without me working on the car, which is always a big plus for me. The brakes appear to be cleaning up nicely, and really it's a tight, neat little car. Definitely needs tyres, but beyond that there ain't a lot it needs. Waiting for it to cool down so I can drain the coolant. While I'm doing that, or waiting for it to cool down, I thought I'd change the fuel filter, because I do actually happen to have it in my hand. It does look slightly different, which is puzzling, but I'm going to whip that one off and see whether I can make this one fit. Another day, a little bit more bodging. Drained the coolant out of the bottom rad hose. That's looking really quite horrible, so I'm going to put the hose pipe in the top and then just blast it through for a bit. It's quite satisfying actually. This is a real high powered hose, so it's actually cleaning out my washer bottle as well, which is nice. Might go and get a pokey scrapey thing as well, just to make sure I get it all out. I have no idea what this is actually for, or where I got it, but it looks like it's going to be ideal. Oh yeah, look at that. Cool. Yeah, much better. Nothing like a shiny clean head tank to install confidence in the minds of a prospective Rover owner. I didn't even have to take it out of the car. That's looking much better. Nice and clean. Unfortunately, I've dropped the filler cap somewhere and now I can't find it, which is very annoying. But I shall go and get some coolant and top that up again. Filled it up with nice shiny new coolant, but cannot find that filler cap anywhere. I have no idea what I've done with it, and it's really aggravating. I can't actually run the car up to temperature and bleed it properly because I don't have the fuel filter yet. I've ordered one, but it won't arrive till Saturday at the earliest, so that gives me 3 or 4 days to find the goddamn thing. If not, I'll have to go and rack through my shed of crap and see if I've got another one. Still can't find the filler cap thing. I've just realised I have a little assistant down there. That is Barry Bunny. I don't know why, but he just likes sunbathing in the afternoons, and he doesn't seem particularly scared of people. But I also, while I was playing around under the car, realised I'd never put the nuts and bolts on the bottom side of the fan, so I'm going to do that now. I'm a dumbass. I still haven't found the cap, but I've just robbed this one off that because it has the same thread and everything. So as soon as I get my fuel filter, which will go back in there, it should be good to go. It has taken ages, but finally got a new Bosch fuel filter to replace that one, so that can go back in. I have got a brand new genuine original filler cap, so that can replace that one, which can go back on the Rover 827 where it belongs. I made sure I bought a new original because I didn't want to run the risk of, I don't know, not the correct pressure or something. Although, having said that, although it was original and new, it does look different. But anyway, we'll go with that one. So I'm going to refit the fuel filter and start the thing up. Back together and running. I've just topped up the coolant as well for the final time, hopefully. So I might give it a run around the block later just to check that coolant's all okay. Just come over to my dad's place to swap one of the slightly worn tyres. This one's gone on the inside edge. I think it's because Simon, the previous owner, had it lowered so much. It drives really nicely and straight at standard ride height, but before I think it was scrubbing the inside edges a bit. Anyway, so I went through my stash of spares and pulled out what I thought was another matching wheel with a good tyre. They look identical. They're the 6-spoke BRM stroke Cosmos wheels, but interestingly the centre caps are different. So that is a Rover centre cap and the wheel has a little notch in it there to engage. This wheel doesn't. And then when you try and swap the centre caps over, they don't fit. So basically, the rumours are true. One of these is a Cosmos wheel, like on the Rover 45. The other one is a genuine BRM wheel. So quite what I'm going to do, I don't know. I need to go and check through my stash and see whether I've got a full set of the BRMs, because if I do, I'll keep them for the Rover T16 Turbo. I've been doing some research on the fly and I've found a really old post on MG Rover, and it says that the BRM wheels are alulite alloys, and some as standard, difference being alulite are cast about 3-inch wide, then heated and stretched full width, which makes them very lightweight. Unfortunately, it also makes them very weak. Standard alloys are cast full size and machined down to size. These are heavier but a lot stronger. So that one presumably is a production wheel, standard Rover 45 stuff. That is the special lightweight alulite wheel. So yeah, I'll go and check my stores and see whether I have in fact got 4 of them, because that will change what I do with the tyres. So I've just swapped the fronts onto the Rover wheels with decent tyres. Those are still the Cosmos ones because they've got the really nice tyres, and I'll have to swap them over later when I've worked out what the hell I'm doing. I just came out here and did a chat about this car and how I'd pretty much finished it. What I didn't say is how much I love it, and I was going to keep it, but I have to be sensible and get shot. But it is insured, and I have been hooning it around, even though it's not actually taxed yet. But never mind, I haven't been for any AMPR cameras, so don't tell anybody. But it is seriously good fun to drive. It's actually pretty fast, and because it's a 2-litre 16 valve and it's a very light car, it's a really nice cruiser because it's got enough torque so you can kind of accelerate in any gear. So I've really enjoyed driving it. It's dead practical, and the seats and the interior and the ride quality is really, really good. So I have no idea why they're not more popular. I don't know why they're not more of them surviving. But yeah, it'll be for sale soon. I need to go and write an advert and work out how much I want for it.